President Biden is visiting Phoenix, Arizona today. He is touting his economic agenda, but he has no plans to visit the southern border, even though you are seeing the Arizona border destroyed by drugs and illegals. Despite being over 100 miles away from that border, the president says he's not going. Here's White House Press Secretary Karine Jean-Pierre and answering this yesterday. Watch.
He's going to actually focus on an issue, a bipartisan issue that was voted in Congress, the CHIPS and Science Acts. If Republicans officials truly want to deal with immigration, they truly want to deal with the border, then they would stop doing political stunts and actually work with us on the plan that we have put forward.
Just to be clear, there is no plan at the border that the White House has put forward. Texas Congressman, House Transportation and Infrastructure Committee member, and former Texas Sheriff Troy Nels is here. Congressman, it's good to see you. Thanks very much for being here. Why do you think the president is refusing to go to the border?
Maria, thank you for having me. Karine, you're a real winner. I tell you what, when you think about President Biden and his policies over the last 23 months, obviously everybody's talking about it. People know that we have a humanitarian crisis at our southern border. So he's going to go to Phoenix. Okay, I applaud your efforts, President. Go to Phoenix. Talk about the chips. Yes, I agree. Many of us agree that chips should be manufactured here in America so we don't have to count on China, Taiwan, and everybody else. But when you're done visiting that chip plant, drive 192 miles south. Go to Yuma, Arizona. Take your border czar with you. Take my AUKUS with you, your DHS secretary, and go down and talk to the Border Patrol in Yuma, Arizona. And I'll guarantee it, once you talk to them and they explain what they're up against, the issues that the Border Patrol has to deal with every day, whether it's Arizona, Texas, anywhere along the southern border, what you will do then, Joe, is you're going to call Time Magazine and you're going to say, I recommend the Border Patrol, the men and women of the Border Patrol, to be Time Magazine's People of the Year, not Liz Cheney or President Zelensky. Give me a break.
Yeah. I don't know how Liz Cheney got her face in there for Time Person of the Year. That's wild. I think you make a great point. The border agents should be the People of the Year. The numbers are staggering, and they are expected to get much worse. So Title 42 is going away on December 21st. What does the border go from today after December 21st? Because right now you're talking about an average of 6, 7, 8,000 people a day getting apprehended, coming into this country illegally. Tens of thousands of pounds of fentanyl and other illicit narcotics. How do things change when Title 42 goes away in 2 weeks?
Well, listen, Title 42 was there. It was created to deal with COVID, obviously the pandemic, to return people back if they had some type of a communicable disease that could affect and be a public health crisis. But what did we do, America? What did we do before COVID? There have been laws on the books dating back to Title 8 that if you came across our southern border 20, 30, 40 years ago with a disease and it was a public health emergency, that you would be returned. So, yes, I support Title 42. I think it's been good. Donald Trump had it there to keep the American people safe from COVID. But we do have laws on the books before Title 42 was created.
Yeah, I know. But look, I just want to show you the New York Post cover that we just showed, because there are estimates, and this comes from the Biden White House, that after Title 42 goes away, 18,000 people a day will be crossing this border. 18,000 a day. How is the country going to handle that kind of volume? By the way, on a yearly basis, that's 6.5 million people.
There's 18,000 people that are coming across our southern border every day because over 2 years ago, our president invited them here. He didn't invite them here and say, hey, come on over here if you're seeking asylum. He just invited everybody. They're coming over here from over 100 countries across the globe, and he continues to invite them. And now there's chatter. There's all this chatter on the Senate side where you're finding some Republicans support the idea of amnesty and an asylum and this and that. I mean, this is getting ridiculous. We know this is a plan. This is by design, because eventually this administration and the Democrats want to give everybody asylum and want to give everybody citizenship. They want to make them all citizens. So there could be one party rule forever, and that's the Democrat Party.
Congressman, some people have a problem with Congress getting involved in disputes between private companies and their workers. The rail investors now are reportedly proposing shareholder resolutions at 2 U.S. railroads calling for sick leave for workers after President Biden signed a bill into law Friday to avert a nationwide rail strike that did not include the 7 days of paid sick leave that rail unions want and that Nancy Pelosi put in a separate bill. Your thoughts on where this is going? Are the rail workers ever going to get any more sick day paid than one, or are they going to accept this deal and stay off the picket line?
Maria, they better accept the deal, and I voted for the first bill. It was Joint House Resolution 100, and we added one more day. We added 1 day, and that bill passed the Senate. It passed the House and it passed the Senate. Now, I didn't support the second one that added 7 days. But what you have to understand is they get leave. These rail workers get leave, and average between 3 to 5 weeks, and they call it leave. Well, if you're going to get 5 weeks of leave, why don't you reserve 2 of it for your sick time? So they put it all underneath a leave package. So, yes, it's not defined as sick leave, but when you get 5 weeks of it and you get sick, use one of those days. So, and the American people have to understand.
Yeah, but you don't know that you're sick in advance. You wake up sick, you need the day. You can't plan for it and say, oh, yeah, I'm going to use this day to be sick because I know I have this many days of leave.
But you can use one of those days. You can use one of those days. You get 5 weeks. I don't care if you use it to walk your dog for 5 weeks. You get to use one of those days, and you get 5 weeks.
They don't know they're going to get sick. And how many other deals are you and your colleagues in Congress going to get involved with telling employees what to do?
Well, I support the idea of this. If the average American would know they got a 24% raise, and you had on average 5 weeks of leave, you don't have the resources to go on vacation, Maria, for 5 weeks. Where are you going to go for 5 weeks? You don't have the resources, the inflation and everything else. So save some of that time and use it in case you get sick.
All right, real quick, final question here. The rail workers got 24%. I understand the airline guys getting 32%. What other unions out there are going to get double-digit raises over the near term?
Well, anything that Joe Biden makes all the deals. And you don't forget now, the PBE, which was that Presidential Executive Board, they cut the deal with the unions, and they were appointed by Biden. So Biden couldn't get it done, and he lied to the American people. He said he got the deal done before the midterms. I mean, what a fiasco. What a joke. Yeah. We shouldn't have been involved in the beginning. We shouldn't have been involved at all.
Well, we saw that. We saw through that one right off the bat. But, I don't know what happened to Amtrak Joe. He was supposed to be a friend of the unions. He turned his back on them this time. Congressman, thanks very much. We're going to be watching all of that. Troy Nels joining us this morning on a lot going on in Washington. Thank you, sir. Quick break, and then country music fans, get ready. You want to live like